Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, as you can see in the description, we have a marathon for James. Thank you so much, James, for reaching out, for sending me the links of the tracks. The names of the tracks and everything. Also, you added a little bit extra as a tip. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And here we go. These are some artists that I've not heard of at all ever. So I'm going in blindly, like completely blind. And I really like it. I really like to do that. And so without further ado, let's get into the names and to the music. Again, thank you so much, James, for reaching out and requesting this. So we're gonna start it out here with the Blue Nile. The band, the Blue Nile. I'm gonna, pull up some information about them while I'm listening. I did not receive an email from you, and if I did, it must have, I don't know, slipped through the cracks. I really looked, so as I always read before I do these. If there's some email attached, I only saw the ones on Buy Me a Coffee, the songs. And that's it. So I'll give you some information to the people that don't know the band. But yeah, so we're gonna start it off here with the Blue Nile, and from the album High, which is here, it says 2020. So I don't know if that's correct, but we'll take it. But I'll look. It's called Because of Toledo. That's the first song. Then we're going to do Lloyd Cole. I've never heard of them. We're going to do Man Enough from the album Don't Get Weird on Me, Babe. This is from 91. Okay. And then we're going to finish it off with Kirsty MacColl. This is In These Shoes. And this is the album called Tropical Brainstorm from 1999. So I'm gonna pull up the Blue Nile High album, and let's see if it's really from 2020. Sometimes they get it right, but sometimes they're completely off, and that's when people are like, "Whoa, okay." So High. All right, well, let's get into it. Here it is. So this is a pop music alternative. Okay. All right, so it does look like it's from 2020. Nope, release date 2004. There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what happens. Like, I think they just slapped like a date on there. This is the fourth and final studio album by Scottish band The Blue Nile, released on August 30th, 2004. So let's check out what they have to give. Oh wow, let's see here. Well, we're doing Because of Toledo, but let's just dive into the music. Thank you everybody for being here. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. It does help out. Leave a comment, with some info. Here we go. Because of Toledo, and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3.
Because of Toledo, I got sober and stayed clean. The pickups and the wild prayers, the shadows dancing in between. The girl leans on the jukebox in a pair of old blue jeans. Says I live here, but I don't really live anywhere. Because of Toledo.
Love it, man.
Tuesday, wow. It's raining, and I'm pulling on my shoes. I guess I quit believing in the early morning a boy orders coffee, and he settles down to think how the woman that you love sometimes are the water that you drink. Then another faded waitress dressed in pain cries for Toledo. Lipstick and the cocaine traces, one face in a thousand faces. I stumble through so many places because of Toledo. Because of Toledo, the highway looks so thin. I see another motel sign. I think of pulling in, write your name upon the mirror there. The only secret that I know, but I guess that I'd be only chasing rainbows. Back to Toledo. I think I'll go.
Wow. That's how you write a song with two chords, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just the guitar, just doing arpeggiating those two chords. But everything around it. Oh Lord, so good. And the lyrics, man. I mean, you can hear, the sorrow. Wow. This is probably what I would write if I would lose like a loved one, like I don't know, like my wife or a parent or something. It's very, very strong. I love it. Really good, really, really good, beautiful, just ambience all around these two chords and his voice. It reminded me a little bit of Peter Gabriel for a second. The voice. Give me a second. Let me take my wife's call. All right. So where were we? I did have a longer conversation with my wife, and but the Blue Nile, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's take a look here at the singer. So we got, I was saying it reminded me of Peter Gabriel, but just like the pacing of some of his songs, like Red Rain, stuff like that, more on the, calmer side. But other than that, nobody I could really think of. It was just like, so they did remaster the album in 2020. So okay, Spotify, you're forgiven, I guess. But they should, they should put the year of the release on there, because sometimes I've said, now I kind of know when I hear the music, you kind of hear the decade. Although sometimes you can get fooled. But so this is from. I read something here. Paul Buchanan, vocals, guitar, synth. And then we have Robert Bell on the bass, and then we have Paul Joseph Moore on also synth. So there's no drums, so I guess they have a drum machine on this, which is completely fine. You know, I've heard some really interesting progressive albums with drum machines. Sometimes that guy's just not available, you know. So, but this was wonderful, really, really cool. It says, okay. Oh, I read something and I wanted to kind of like share that with you guys, but I've lost it. Well, it doesn't really matter, you know. I think this was wonderful. I think this was very beautifully performed. A great track. Like, I wish I had that kind of I wish I could express myself this way, but I'm an instrumental musician. You know? Like, I write just for instrumental music. Everything I do, I never think of lyrics. I don't know, maybe I haven't gotten there yet, but it's a great tool to have really good lyrics. I just do it with music, just music only so far. So, all right. Let's move on. Now, Lloyd Cole. Let's see if this is the same style of music. This is Man Enough. And I'm going to pull it up in a second. So let's give it up here for Lloyd Cole.
Been there, now you're gone. by chance I lost my way. I'm a man enough to pray. Am I man enough to pray? Are you man enough to pray? Are you man enough to pray?
That they shouldn't have cut out there. That would have been so cool. A little solo there, you know, very like slow and something like Mark Knopflerish. And there is starting there. Great. This reminded me a little bit of like Sade, you know, the percussion. Very like almost like a very sexy setting, you know, because of the accordion, you know, that always gives you like a vibe. Obviously the percussion gives you like a tropical vibe, and the accordion gives you like somewhere by the sea, water, you know, even though I know it's an instrument from Austria, but it's always like you always think France, because it's like a cliche almost. When you hear this, the accordion, it's like, okay, you're in France, you know, you're somewhere, or Venice or something like that, you know. So, but I loved his voice. I loved the whole vibe. Very, I don't know. I really like this music. Now, this is alternative rock. Very, I would have thought it would be called something different. This was very relaxing, very, very good. Again, something I've never heard of. But so it says here, Don't Get Weird on Me, Babe is the second solo album by English musician Lloyd Cole, released in 1991. The title comes from a Raymond Carver expression. Unlike the original release, the American version of the album leads with the rock half and ends with the orchestra. That's what I wanted to talk about as well. Super like very, very nice orchestration, this whole piece, you know, the whole, like, you know, you could hear the strings in you know, and just very nice sounding music, you know. And sometimes when I see these reviews, and I've seen reviews of one of my favorite albums, just like these reviewers, like you know, literally saying it's complete garbage, whatever this is. Who are they? You know, who are they? Are they like super, like these, like, for example, All Music is a company that reviews albums. They do that since forever, you know. So I remember All Music. I've seen some All Music reviews of my favorite albums, and they're like, oh, you know, the guitar players, it sounds like they're fighting against each other. Okay. If you don't know about music, yes, you know, but if you know about music, then you would know that they're, you know, playing ridiculous, advanced, you know, like fusion music, and they're like, you know, showing off their chops and doing it in a friendly manner, because you can see them on the cover of the like, you know. So why would you take it the other way and say, oh, it sounds like they're fighting? No, you know, like if you would actually appreciate music and understand what they're actually doing on the instrument, then you would be like, oh my lord, these are amazing, accomplished guitar players. This, you know, so that's why sometimes I can't take these reviews like seriously, because they just try to sound smart in a way, you know, like to resume something like a film. You know, sometimes what I do, I go and I read like movie reviews from movies that I really love, and there's always some great reviews, you know, and then there's really reviews that kind of like almost, you know, say this is garbage, this movie, you know. So it's so crazy, because really, you know, it's really of the person. Everybody has a different perspective. You know, when you see something, when you hear something, everybody's gonna kind of like have their own opinion about it, you know? So, but just like to sound kind of like just snobby or just downright like, I don't know. Because look here, it says here, All Music wrote that the album was initially considered a self-indulgent oddity. What is that supposed to mean? What is self-indulgent about this music? I think it's great music. So yeah, so that's just stuff that kind of like, you know, rubs me the wrong way when music reviewers, and I really would love to see their, you know, their master degree in music. You know, do they really understand what's going on, or are they just listening to the lyrics? You know, what's going on here? What gives them that opinion about the music, you know? And I really, you know, I can see something positive in every style of music. Even if I really hated the music, there's still something of value in that recording, something, you know? There's some really horrible Mexican music, but I can still find something of value if one player is extremely good and plays an extremely good solo, even though they give him only 5 seconds to express him, then I can take that as something positive. Yeah, maybe the rest sucks, but maybe it just sucks because I don't like that style of music, because it's very embedded in the culture of like dim stum stim stim dim dim stum stum stum. You know what? You know the music I'm talking about. But again, I don't know. I would never be like a music reviewer, like a professional music reviewer. I don't know, like, because who am I? You know, as a reactor, and I can't really say I'm a reactor. I just love music and I love to make these videos. So I think this was wonderful. I think the rest of the album would be very interesting. It's always kind of hard to, you know, just listen to one song and kind of give an opinion. I think this was very well produced, very well sung. The whole thing just sounded great. So that's all I gotta say. I really loved it, you know. And I love these, you know, these artists, and there's thousands of them that I don't know. And it's really cool as an introduction. So again, So thank you, James. You know, why did it remind me a little bit of Sade? Because I think on the Smooth Operator track, she also uses those percussions, a little bit of sax, a lot of bass, and also I think that it's pretty orchestrated. But yeah, it reminded me, very, very cool, very nice, like, you know, when you close your eyes and you can see stuff, that's when it works, you know. All right, so let's check out here Kirsty MacColl, or MacColl, I don't know, because it's written like as one word. In These Shoes, ? Tropical Brainstorm. This is from 99. Let's pull it up while we play. Here we go.
Met a man with a sense of adventure. He was dressed to thrill wherever he went. He said, let's make love on a mountain top, under the stars on a big hard rock. I said, in these shoes? I don't think so.
What are you afraid of?
I said, honey, let's do it here. So I'm sitting at a bar in Guadalajara. In walks a guy with a faraway look in his eyes. He said, I've got a powerful horse outside. Climb on the back, I'll take you for a ride. I know a little place we can get there for the break of day. I said, in these shoes? No way, Jose. I said, honey, let's stay right here. I met an Englishman. Oh, he said,
What are you afraid of?
won't you walk up and down my spine? It makes me feel strangely alive. I said, in these shoes, I doubt you'd survive. I said, honey, let's do it. Let's stay right here. Let's stay right here.
Wow, what a great track. I loved it. As you know, maybe some of you people, the newer people, excuse me, on the channel don't know. So I did move from Germany to Mexico. And as a teenager, around like 14, 15 years old, we were living in Puerto Vallarta. And basically you only had to walk down pretty much maybe like 300 meters or so, 400 meters down some stairs and go through some like alleys. And then you were at the Malecón, which is the boardwalk. And there was always something going on. There were people selling paintings and doing airbrush. And there was like a little plaza. There was always some like musical thing happening, especially on the weekends. Sometimes in the weekend, there was a lot of like Latino music. And that's when I found my appreciation to like the Latin culture. The smells, and they're selling like all kinds of foods and different waters, agua de sabor, you know, kind of like that kind of stuff. And that's what this reminded me of. Now, this is obviously sounding a little bit more Cubano, Cuban, Puerto Riqueño, you know, this like the trumpet and the that sabor, you know, that flavor of the Latin music, you know. And there was specifically a little bit more to the right when you would be at the Malecón, which is the boardwalk. There were all these restaurants, and there was a restaurant, an Italian restaurant where a really famous, I mean, not like, I think they're world famous, but they weren't when I saw them. They were called Willy and Lobo. Willy and Lobo. Willy was from Canada, and Lobo was Wolfgang from Germany, and he played like real flamenco. He studied in Spain, and he became a real gypsy flamenco guitarist. And then he would play flamenco guitar, and then Willy would play like a classical violin over that, and he would also play like kind of like a rhythm violin. So the combination is amazing. If you want to check it out, it's on Spotify or on YouTube. You can see videos of them too. Unfortunately, Willie died a couple of years ago, but they were like really friends, because I would always go see them, and I would get like CDs for free because I was just a kid. So that was just wonderful. But also more to the right of that boardwalk was a place called, what was it called again? Man, I blanked out. La Bodeguita del Medio. La Bodeguita del Medio, like La Bodeguita in the middle, you know. And there they would play this Cuban music, and they would sell like Cuban cigars and mojitos, but I couldn't drink, of course. But I remember I couldn't wait to go in there And so the cool thing is I could kind of like be in the hall because they were like, oh, there's this kid again. He wants to see the band. Okay, let him come in. And they knew I was not going to like drink or anything. So I could just stand there and they would play like music like this, very, Latino salsa music with a little bit of jazz here and there, of course. So Latin jazz and salsa music, and people would dance. And that's what this reminded me of. This was very, very cool. And I loved when she said, I'm sitting here in a bar in Guadalajara. Alexa and I, we lived in Guadalajara for 4 years. And it was really, really nice. We worked there and we moved from Puerto Vallarta. It's about 6 hours. And now it's only 3 hours. They kind of like cut through with a new highway. But before you had to drive around the mountains to get to Guadalajara. And that's kind of cool that she mentioned that. Unfortunately, I did read that she passed away already 25 years ago in Quintana Roo in Cancun, where I also lived for a while, which is totally, it's super far away. It's almost at the end of Mexico. And it's it's one of the most beautiful water you can imagine. It's like a swimming pool, the ocean over there. And she had a diving accident, unfortunately. By saving her son, she passed away. A boat hit her when they were coming up from the diving. The boat was not supposed to be there. So what a shame that happened. But beautiful voice, beautiful, just like, it's like a jazzy kind of like with a little bit of hip hop, like that scratch, great music. Really, really a shame that she passed, but she saved her. I would always die. I would die in a second for the people that I love, So obviously she did the right thing. She did what she thought was right, and she saved her kid, and passed away. That's a sad story. I'm kind of like bummed that I saw it, but the first thing that I saw when I went to Wikipedia, it said died, and I was like, oh my Lord, at 41, and it said Cozumel, and I've been in Cozumel. So yeah, it's really a bummer. This is new wave country folk alternative rock. Obviously this piece was very Latin infused, beautiful stuff. And she was from England, so man, beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, James, for this variety of music. These artists are obviously, maybe they're well known, but for me they're completely new, so I'm really surprised. I'm really happy you sent me this to react to give my opinion, even though I don't consider myself a music reviewer. No, I won't do it. I could never review like a profession, because who am I to criticize someone's work? Because like I said, even though it's the music, there's some music that I don't listen to, I like, for example, reggaeton, this new music, that's doom taka boom tak doom taka boom tak. You know what I'm talking about. It's just like, it's not good, it's simply, maybe it's good for dancing and maybe a lot of people have a lot of fun, but just music wise, it's not very rich. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe it's someone's favorite music and they get a kick out of it every time, and that's what they listen to, and hey, and that's it. And I think that's why I can't be a music reviewer, because who am I to criticize someone's music, so yeah, I guess, so I really loved all three tracks. I think the first one was very emotional, very beautiful. The second one, gorgeous orchestration, beautiful lyrics. I love the vibe, like I said, that ocean breeze kind of like, that you got. And then this one, it transformed me back to my childhood, in Mexico. So they all did something beautiful, and that's, I guess, what you have to kind of like take home when you listen to music, that art of the, I'm gonna take you somewhere else. You know, so, and not all music is designed to do that, but sometimes it does, you know. So that's the beauty of memory or film or music or whatever, or a book, you know, or a painting even, you know. Just like art is supposed to like kind of like move you in certain ways, and when it does, you know, the artist succeeded. So, you know, it's a great job. Again, James, thank you so much for sending me this marathon. Thank you for the tip. I really appreciate that. And thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's something that you liked about it, please give the video a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. Leave a comment, you know, what did you think about this music? And if you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy Alexia and me giving our, you know, yeah, like basically whatever we feel, you know, that's what we talk about. If you like that, then subscribe to the channel. It's still, you know, very like I think only 20% of people that watch the channel are subscribed. So I wish we would get to at least 30 or 40 or maybe someday half of people. So if you like the channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, and I'll see you all in the next one.